Hi guys, Debbie here. Welcome to my channel or welcome back, and welcome to a really exciting video because I've finally got my hands on the Beautbean and Shroud. It's Freakin Bats palette. So we're going to be doing a look with this today, the look I'm wearing right now. Before we jump into that, just a little bit about the palette. So it launched in 2020 in September. It is of course the collab between YouTuber Betty Jean and Shroud Cosmetics, who are an indie brand, and it sold out in a hot minute on the pre-launch. I picked mine up in the extended pre-order and my order was in the 6,000s range, and I think they are still working through those pre-orders. That's how big the launch was and how unexpected it was for the owner, because she runs the brand on her own, and I think it just blew the brand up. They just didn't expect the demand. But when you see the colour story inside, you can see why, because it's something so unique to the makeup world. So these are the colours inside. I'm sure you've seen it before, but they're just Betty Jean to a T, and it's just so well created and just so beautiful. So I knew I had to own it. I've been very patient waiting for it, but today's the day that I finally used it. So I created this look that I'm wearing on my eyes right now, and if you want to see how I did it, why don't you just keep watching? Okay, so my first look then with the It's Freakin Bats palette from Beautbean and Shroud. So excited to finally be getting this on my eyes, and I'm feeling a purple look today. Really want to use that deep aubergine kind of tone dairy. Want to use spooky because that's just a bit unusual of a purple, like a periwinkle blue purple. Apparition looks a beautiful duochrome. So they're the ones that are like going to be the focus for my look. Definitely will be doing more looks with this because this story really speaks to me, and I love the mix of mattes that she's chosen to go with the shimmers. I just think it's perfection. So it was well worth the wait, and it's so much more pretty in person, I think. So I'm going to start with priming my eyes just with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, as I generally do. I think I'm going to go all in. I'm going to start with Derry and start packing that in my outer corner and bringing that through my crease. Being really careful to tap that colour off because it's pretty powdery. So I'm just pressing that where I want it to start with so that I don't get too much fallout, but that is a super pigmented and deep aubergine shade. It's really, really pretty. I'm using an E25 from Sigma because I thought it would help me to place it but sort of blend a little bit at the same time. But I'm mostly just placing the colour down to start off the look, and then I'm going to, while I've got less on the brush, start bringing that through my crease. I'm going to swap to a fluffier brush just to blend the edges. I think I'm going to take that shade onto my outer third of my lower lash line as well, connected up in the outer corner but like a oval shape. Just trying to get nice and close to that lower lash line without getting the shadow in my eye. I watched Betty Jean do this. I reached out to her when I first started watching her, saying I don't know how she gets so close to her lower lash line when she's doing that blending underneath, because it always makes my eyes water when I get that close. I think I've been watching Betty Jean for, it's got to be getting on for 3 years now, and she's always been such a major inspiration to me. I think she works so hard on her channel, and it really shows, like, her commitment to like getting videos out. She's been moving house and she's still been making sure we've got content every single day. Her content's interesting and varied. Her looks are so inspirational to me. I love her whole kind of spooky aesthetic, and that she creates a whole mood, you know, with the wigs and the beanies and everything that she does. Just, it's a whole look, not just a makeup look, and I really appreciate that. And she's just the kindest, sweetest person as well. I'd love to see her do another collab. I think she's done such an amazing job with this one, choosing the colours. This Derry shade is super deep in colour, and it's quite difficult to avoid the fallout with a colour like this. But I've tapped my brush off and it goes on for for days. That's really, really super pigmented. I'm loving how this is looking so far. Trying to get the symmetry even on these eyes is never an easy task. Right, before we go in with another colour, I just want to really make sure that this is as blended around the edges as I can get it. Now that we're looking smoky, I'm just going to intensify this outer corner again, just to make sure that I've got the level of intensity I wanted. As I say, always super scared going in with these kind of deep colours. I've got a bit of fallout here that I've tried to cover with a little bit of highlight there. I'm bringing this colour quite high into my crease because I am going to do a half cut crease. So I want to make sure that this is visible once I've cut the crease and that I can cut higher than my natural crease line. Now I want to go in with Spooky, and I'm going to use that to blend around the edges of the Derry shade. So I'm taking that 50% on, 50% off, not too much of it, and just around the edges, and then I'm going to blend those two together. Take that Kaleidos brush that we were using before, and I'm just going to use that, as I say, just to blend those two shades and just fade out that spooky shade. And I'm just going to take a little bit more of that now, but very sheer, to go up to my brow. Swap into a clean blending brush so things don't get too out of control. And now I've got the general shape down, I am going to go in with Spooky in my inner kind of part of my crease here. Just blend that into that Derry shade a little bit more, just in this outer corner. Really loving the blend that these two are creating. That is super pretty, grungy. Okay, so that's the overall shape done. I'm just going to cut the crease with NYX Glitter Primer just for a half cut crease. So I'm just going to rock my hair back because I want to get right into the eyeball shape and just kind of above my natural crease. And I'm just taking that to where that Derry shade starts in the outer corner. And I'm going to take the shade Apparition all over the lid, I think. It's super pretty. It's got a kind of gold reflect in it. Really, really gorgeous duochrome. Just where that meets the matte there, I'm just going to tap over that a little. Just try and blend it in just as best as I can in the outer corner. And just quickly the same on the other eye. For this lower portion here, I'm going to go in with the shade 0. I'm going to pack that on a really teeny tiny brush, and then I'm going to spray it. Try and get some intensity from that. And that's going all the way along until it meets up with that matte there. Kind of going to use that as my inner corner highlight as well. Now I said I wasn't going in with any green, but I'm kind of tempted to try a bit of Hallberg just in this centrepiece. I'm going to do it. Just can't resist putting all the shades on my eyes at once. So I'm just going to put that just in the centre there. Oh, I quite like the difference that's made. It's just a little unexpected pop on the lower lash line. The shimmers are so soft, it's so pretty. Now I've done that, I just want to take a bit more Spooky just underneath. So we're really blowing that out right down into the eye bag area. You know, it's super blown out when it actually touches your blush, which is what it's doing here. Okay, that's the look to this point. Just going to hop off camera for wing liner, mascara and a lip, and I'll be back with you to show you the finished look and wrap up the video. Okay guys, so this is the completed look. What I did is add a wing liner using NYX Epic Ink Liner, and then I just went for black in my waterline in the end. I was toying with a lime green or a purple, but I've got a lot going on with the eyeshadow, so I decided just to stick with black. So in my waterline it is the Hallberg Black Core Crayon, and I've kind of joined it to the wing in the outer corner so it sort of becomes continuous and creates that sort of upsweep kind of shape. Because when I've done an eyeshadow shape that's rounded or kind of blown out, I think it just adds that balance, and it's also so much more flattering on my eye shape to kind of have that lift in the outer corner. For lips today, I wanted to try and find a lipstick to match my dress. I'm very much into matching my lipstick or my eyeshadow to my clothing, and I was like, do I have one that's like pinky purple? And I didn't think I did, and then I remembered that I've got from the Melt Beetlejuice collection, this one is called It's Showtime. It's not a perfect match, it's kind of nearly there, but good enough I think, and I think it adds a little bit of zing to the eyeshadow look. I really love how these are playing off one another. I love a metallic lip though. So I had such a good time playing with this palette. The only issue I had was a little bit of fallout from that Derry shade. It is a super deep and pigmented shade. It's all of the mattes I think are going to be the same. The two I use have got quite a bit of kick up, but they're super pigmented, which I know is Betty Jean's preference for mattes. So I had to go in very carefully and tap my brush off a few times and build that up, because otherwise I would have had fallout raining down my face, I think, with that one. But still, the overall finished look is just so pretty, I think, and I love how it blended with that spooky shade as well. The star of the show for me though was that Apparition shade. I don't have anything quite like that. That pinky purple shimmer with gold running through it is just absolutely stunning, and I think that's what's bringing the eye look to life. And I couldn't resist adding a little bit of green in there as well. I can't wait to do a green look because there's some really interesting tones of green in here as well, and I love these kind of pukey kind of greeny yellow shades, like that Trapper shades. I think the next look I do will have to incorporate that. But it's such an inspiring and beautiful colour story. Betty Jean, if you get to watch this video, I know you're super busy. She just moved house the day before I filmed this. I'm filming this on the 1st of May. But if you do get to watch it, congratulations on the collab. I know it was a long time ago when it launched, but I'm just so proud of you and what you've achieved. And I think in a sea of palettes that are very similar to one another, you created a colour story that no one had seen before, and that's why it blew up and it just did so well. So well done you, it's just beautiful, and I'm so happy to own it. So guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you're new to my channel and you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you. Other than that, I hope you're having a lovely day or night, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye guys.